that down. Kaylee, what do we got up first?
First up is a question from Thomas Lott. Hey, John, I know you're a huge fan of Yellowstone. So I was wondering if you saw the new spinoff, 1923, with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, has now officially been given the green light for 2 seasons that will both be 8 episodes. I was under the impression that the Yellowstone spinoffs would all be 1 season. So this is good news. What do you think? Okay, John, I know you love Yellowstone.
Love it.
So do I. Obsessed. What do you think?
You know what? It's funny. When 1883 was coming out, I didn't care about it. Like I fell in love with Yellowstone, but I love Yellowstone because of the characters.
Yeah.
And so when they announced that they were doing 1883, I'm like, eh. And it got like halfway through its season. And it took halfway through its season for everybody to tell me, John, you got to watch 1883.
Yep.
But I finally checked it out, and it was great. And it was wonderful. So then they say, well, we're going to do it again, but we're going to fast forward a bunch of decades, and now it's going to be Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford, which is very intriguing. And was it 1923?
Yeah.
Is that what this one is, 1923? So we're going to fast forward it. You got 2 amazing performers now, like like Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Already starring in it. And so it's like, all right. But I just assumed, you're right. I assumed that all these would be single season things, but you're right. It is coming out and it is going to be multiple seasons. This comes to us from the folks over at Deadline who write the following. Taylor Sheridan, who, God, this guy just rules the world right now. Taylor Sheridan's limited series 1923 has turned out to be such a sprawling saga that he'll need 2 seasons to get it done. The dish here's 101 Studios and MTV Entertainment Studios have given a thumbs up to Sheridan's ambitions for the Paramount Plus limited series, and Source said that negotiations are underway to bring back the cast for another season. Each 1923 season will be 8 episodes, starring Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, and a cast of bright young actors playing the 3 young sons and 2 daughters. While the bulk of the action focuses on the construction of the sprawling Yellowstone Ranch in Montana, the series is also shooting in South Africa, Tanzania, and Malta to give a sense of the saga's scope. And that, again, comes to us from Deadline. Wow. I'm like, what? You're shooting where? So he's clearly got some big ambitions for this. And, of course, the new season of Yellowstone is premiering pretty soon. Sheridan's now King of Tulsa is coming back. They also announced that season 2 for Mayor of Kingstown is also coming back. Taylor Sheridan is a busy dude. So I'll tell you what, because of 1883, I am more interested in this 1923 thing. Hearing that his story is so much scope and they're going to be shooting in all these locations, I'm intrigued. So yeah, I consider this good news. I'll be checking it out. Rob, what about you?
Dude, bring it on. I mean, I loved 1883. I thought it was, when I tuned in, I'm like, like you. I loved it. And I love this idea that he's sort of telling this history of America within
through the eyes of this one family.
Yes. And I going into the night, I mean, you're in the beginning. When I think about the Roaring 20s, I'm always thinking about like New York, what was going on in New York or Chicago. What do the Roaring 20s look like from their perspective? Wow. I don't know. I mean, I could see them doing a show in the 40s during World War II. How did that affect them? The 50s, the 60s, what was that like? I think this is a really fascinating, and for a franchise, it's pretty crazy. If you look at, going back from Yellowstone to the 1800s, it's not like characters could cross over. I love what he's doing. I think Taylor Sheridan, I mean, between his movies like Wind River or Hell and High Water, and what he's doing on TV. I mean, who would have thought that the guy would have made a mob show with Stallone in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Like, I don't care what I'll watch anything he does just to see how it's all going to play out, because all of it's been pretty great.
So, Kaylee, let me ask you, like, you are a fan of Yellowstone.
Huge fan.
Did you also watch 1883?
That's the one I never got to, because at first I was skeptical. I love Tim McGraw, love Faith Hill, so I'm like, all right, I will check it out. It's just I have so many on the docket, you know what I mean, that we're always watching.
I've got a bunch of shows like that.
I am very interested because I'm obsessed with Yellowstone.
And is it bad that whenever I think of 1883 now, all I can think about is Wonder Twins? Because for some of you who may not know, the girl who plays McGraw's daughter, Isabel May, I believe is her name.
Yeah.
She was all set to star with the lead guy from Riverdale.
Yeah.
As the Wonder Twins, or as Rob saw it, the sexy Wonder Twins. That he thought they needed to have some kind of Targaryen sexual dynamic between them. But anyway,
I feel that about everything, though.
Thank God the Axe of Zaslav fell on that one. But anyway, guys, question is for you. Are you fans of this Yellowstone universe that keeps popping up? By the way, also in that same report, they're now developing 2 other series that are going to happen in the 1940s, and then one's going to happen in the 1960s.
I was kidding. They really
no, but
are
they
doing
really
that?
are. They're developing a 40s and 60s. So they're
Wow.
telling the story of the history of America through the eyes of this one family.
This reminds me. That's what I was trying to think of. Louis L'Amour, author.
Yeah.
He wrote that Sackett. The Sacketts. It's like started from like the 1820s, and they were like not even pioneer, like fur trappers and stuff, and then moving on through like the 1800s and forward. And it followed the history of American development through one family, the Sackett family. So it reminds me a lot of that kind of thing.
That's
love
really
it.
cool.
So, guys, what do you think? Do you watch Yellowstone? Did you watch 1883? Or do you care about this 1923 show with Harrison Ford and Hellen Mirren? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, True Classic. This brand new sponsor has the absolute best fitting t-shirts that a man can buy. Finding the right t-shirt with a little bit of a dad bod is incredibly frustrating. Most t-shirts are either way too tight on your gut or look way too big and boxy. You're not in high school anymore, and it's time to upgrade. True Classic has already helped over 2 million men finally get a better fit at an affordable price. And the John Campea Show viewers and listeners get access to the best deal they offer. For a limited time only, get 25% off using the code CAMPEA at trueclassic.com. Look, you and I both know that almost all of men's t-shirts are designed to look good on skinny models with six-packs. But let's be honest, that's not most of us. True Classic tees taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. It's time to highlight your best attributes with a t-shirt that you can always confidently throw on. Like most of you guys, ever since college, I've always struggled to find proper fitting t-shirts that are comfortable. Well, True Classic, from the moment I put on the shirt they sent me, solves it. And True Classic doesn't just stop at tees. From polos and workout shirts with the same flattering fit. Upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the promo code CAMPEA. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. 100% risk-free guarantee with a 30-day refund policy. Stay classy with True Classic. Your dad bod will thank you.